I know I'm probably about a month late to this, but I have finally sat down and watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and I just thought I'd have a little talk about it. And despite what a lot of the negative critical reviews would have you think, I actually had a really good time with it. I think I might actually prefer it over the original, and I don't know if that's just because I'm still fresh off of it, but we'll have to see upon future rewatches if that holds up. And let's get into why I think that is. Now, if we are going to look at things from an objective film critical perspective, yeah, it's not really anything too special, really, but as a lifelong Nintendo fan, or if you're a lifelong Nintendo fan, or if you've got like kids that you want to show the movie to, then I do feel like those two target audiences in particular are going to get some decent value out of it. I do think it is important to point out that it's perfectly okay to enjoy a film even if it's not, like, critically good, if that makes sense. I think this was also a recurring thing with the discourse surrounding the first Mario movie, where there was like a big difference between the audience reviews and then the critics' reviews as well. And I think sometimes it is a reminder that sometimes when we do consume the media that we enjoy, it's almost like we kind of do let critic reviews affect our opinion of stuff. And sometimes it's okay to just sit and just enjoy something without caring what others think about it, if that makes sense. So with that out of the way, let's get into the actual movie itself, shall we? So naturally, it follows on from the first movie. Bowser is, shrunken down, and he's imprisoned in his own little mini castle within Peach's castle, and he's just pretty much left there to just do little paintings on his own. A lot of them fantasizing about him breaking out and getting his revenge on Mario and all that. And then there's also the other thing that's going on where basically we get the introduction of Bowser Jr. as well as Rosalina. And Bowser Jr. kidnaps Rosalina because she has, unimaginable power that's going to help conquer the world. And then obviously he wants to break his dad out of his little prison as well. So naturally it's up to Mario and Luigi as well as Peach and Toad to step up and put a stop to it all. And they travel across different planets. And yeah, it's a pretty fun showcase of a lot of Mario's history, even outside of Galaxy as well. Like, it's just Galaxy in name only, really, for the most part. Like, there's definitely stuff from, like, Odyssey, there's some stuff from Wonder as well, snuck in there as well. And I think what's particularly interesting about this one is that the Galaxy movie starts to go more in on other Nintendo properties outside of Mario. Now, obviously, we've had little things like, the Punch-Out Pizzeria in the first movie, a little bit of the Donkey Kong series, which I know is technically part of the greater Mario universe, but there was still some love there. Not so much in this one, obviously. Like, Donkey Kong makes a very brief cameo, because I don't think Seth Rogen could make it, I guess. Scheduling conflicts and stuff. Maybe it was season 4 of Invincible that was kind of going on, and then he's shown up in The Boys recently as well, so I guess maybe he was a bit busy for it. I don't know. But yeah, the big non-Mario character is, of course, Fox McCloud. It was kind of given away in a lot of the promotional material leading up to the movie. And obviously a lot of people were kind of disappointed that they didn't save that for the actual movie itself. But at the same time, I do wonder, like, would some of us even be watching it if we didn't know Fox was going to be in it? Like, let's just say you didn't really care so much for the Mario stuff and you were like a long-time Star Fox fan. And then to hear that he's actually getting a somewhat important role in a very mainstream movie, I guess that would kind of pique your curiosity. Like, don't get me wrong, it would have produced some crazy reactions within the cinema if it hadn't been, like, revealed or even leaked beforehand. I think my equivalent of that was basically when the Pikmin showed up for, like, a few seconds. That was pretty nice to see. Now, obviously, I'm kind of watching this movie, like, after they've just revealed the remake of Star Fox 64, which I did a video about the other day as well. So, I guess there is some truth in the sentiment that Fox's appearance in this movie is kind of a glorified advert of the new Star Fox game. I say new in quotations, obviously. But honestly, if something with as big of a reach as the Mario movies, which, have grossed billions of dollars, I think I'm going to have to fact check that. But yeah, like, what I'm saying is that something with that kind of level of mainstream appeal is going to bring attention to a more niche character like Fox, hopefully going to attract new fans, then I'm kind of all for it, to be honest. But yeah, much like the first movie, though, we do kind of move from set piece to set piece, and there's not really, like, as much time to sort of flesh out the characters, just like in the first movie, which arguably even had more character development in hindsight, because of whole Mario's arc of never giving up and all that. As generically done as it might have been, it still seems like there's actually more going on in the first in that sense. There is an exception to this that I wanted to bring particular attention to, because I think it's actually quite an underrated part of the movie, and it is the dynamic between Bowser and Bowser Jr., sort of father-son relationship going on, of course. I really like how there's this angle that Bowser Jr. is arguably a more competent villain than Bowser himself because of how he was raised, as well as the fact that Bowser's kind of now reflecting on it, and then we even see little moments of him where he's like thinking, oh, what have I done? Have I just created a monster bigger than myself here? They also carried over that really wholesome father-son relationship they have in the games, with him telling him the little bed story. Oh my god, I cannot say bedtime story properly. It's been like 3 takes now. But yeah, bedtime story that he's told him, and where he's like fully dressing up as the planet and then putting on a fun little puppet show. That's cute. I do think it's a shame that Rosalina is very underutilized in this movie, because when they announced that it was Brie Larson that was going to be portraying her, I was actually quite happy with that choice. Like, I know like some of the Marvel crowd didn't particularly like her in the past, but she has expressed interest in playing Samus if Nintendo ever did a Metroid movie. So with her being cast as Rosalina, she kind of got her wish true, because she got to play a Nintendo character that's heavily associated with space and, being a sort of intergalactic protector. So it's kind of come full circle there. It is interesting to note that the sentiments shared about Rosalina being underutilized is similar to Luigi in the first movie, because they both end up getting kidnapped. So therefore, they don't really get much to do throughout the movie. So yeah, it is interesting to note that it happens to be because they've been kidnapped. So I guess whoever ends up getting kidnapped in each of these movies just doesn't get much to do. Also, spoiler alert, but in this particular adaptation of the Mario mythos, they reveal that Rosalina is actually Peach's sister. So yeah, that's interesting, because it does make me wonder if that's going to be something they're going to trickle down into the games or not, or if they just want to keep that a separate canon and just have them be like unrelated, or if it's like implied, because there was definitely fan theories going around about them being related before this. I do wish we kind of saw more of that, because obviously there's that whole thing of, their long lost sisters, and then by the climax where they're rescuing her, they just kind of accept it. Like, there's not really like a moment to breathe for them to like catch up on things or anything like that. It's just like, okay, she's my sister, let's just roll with it, sort of thing. And oh, there's something else I actually wanted to bring attention to, when it's the soundtrack. Now, from what I remember, they didn't really seem to rely on like the overused pop music like in the first movie, and that was like one of my biggest gripes with the first one, because for every like orchestral rearrangement of a classic Mario theme that they played in that movie, there was also like a pop song that I just felt like was not fitting to the context of the scene. Like, there's like one where they're driving into the Kong Kingdom, and it's that "Take It On Me" song that I just absolutely cannot stand, which is probably a hot take. Probably gonna get flack for that, but yeah, I cannot stand that song, and I don't know how it was used in that movie, and I just want to get it off my chest. The Galaxy movie, on the other hand, does seem like it leaned more heavily into just rearranging classic Mario songs, and then as well as, because Fox was in it, there was even a cheeky Star Fox arrangement snuck in there or two, which I very much appreciated. But yeah, overall, I think generally you're in for a pretty good time with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. There's not really much story there, really. It's just a bunch of set pieces kind of connected together. But there's lots of fun, cute little Nintendo fan service sprinkled in here and there. And if you're a lifelong Nintendo fan like me that's enjoyed the games, then maybe that's just all you really need for it. Like, there is certainly a case to be made that more could have been done in terms of character development and things like that, considering it is a movie and it's not really a video game. Like, these are 2 different mediums we're talking about here. They're going to have to take very different approaches to storytelling. But if anything that I've described here sounds appealing to you, just feel free to give it a watch and come to your own conclusions, and then let me know in the comments if you haven't seen it already. I mean, I'm assuming most of you already have anyway, because it's been out for quite a few weeks now. I'm quite late to the party myself here. Anyway, I think that just about does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe for more sort of random Nintendo-related discussions, or just other games or media of interest. It's been rather nice having these more sort of unscripted discussions compared to like the videos that I was making in the past where I was literally just overthinking the production quality of things. I do hope this will lead to more consistent uploads. I know like I've gone on about it before in the past with this channel, but yeah, I'm still figuring things out here, and I hope you guys can get behind it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you later.